Pete Tong with you on Radio 1 and Radio 1 Dance, and this is the Hot Mix, baby. 30 minutes non-stop, back-to-back, with music on the way from the likes of Kintar, Adam 10 and Vocoder, Broken Hill and Yeppy. But let's kick off with something brand new from Sam, released today on his own Magnifique label. Sam, of course, has delivered a Hot Mix before. This new track is called Say What You Mean.
Okay guys, welcome. Here we go. Join me on the bike. This is episode number 8. This is where I ride my M3 Kaiser bike in the studio, all hooked up to the ROUVY virtual cycling app. So what I'm going to do in these early podcasts, as I try to polish things up a little bit, I'm going to introduce you to a route that I've done before or that I'm going to be doing again, or both. And that is the case today. I'm taking you out of Bourg at the foot of the mighty Alpes d'Huez, and take you a part of the way at least up towards the Col du Lautarets, which I'll tell you a little bit more in a minute. So in the background, but it won't be in the background for too long, last Friday's Pete Tong Hot Mix. Great house tunes, lots of inspiration for me for the tunes that I play in the studio. Eventually the podcast will be 30 minutes. Guests talking all about wellness in an informing way that, if I were the other side of the screen, would help me to understand a little bit better how I can be a little bit better at my health and wellness, if you like. My mission is to grow this podcast to a point where it becomes popular and is monetized. I plan to give 100% of the money this podcast might earn to charity. Yes. So, podcast number 8, Pete Tong Hot Mix, 19th April 2026. Enjoy the tunes, guys. When I finish jabbering away, I'll turn it up and let you have a listen and be able to watch some of the spectacular scenery in the French Alps. So like I said before, this is the ride out of Bourg d'Huez up to Col du Lautarets. I'll do obviously the first half hour and then we'll pick it up in episode 9. So what's the history? Well, before I mention that, the Col du Lautarets is only a stepping stone up to the mighty Col du Lautarets, where I have been a couple of times. So, my first experience of Lautarets was 2016. A fabulous day, as I remember. Stopped about halfway and had a couple of cups of coffee in a beautiful little cafe, staring up at a 4,200 metre snow-capped Alp. Oh. Second time was 2017 when we came over from the other side via the Telegraph and the Galibier and dropped down the 8 kilometres into Lautarets. So Lautarets is, as I say, about 8 kilometres from the summit, from the Col du Galibier. Today, I'm going to tell a little bit about what we did at the weekend. Friday morning after spin, drove down to Anglesey with a full English breakfast stop, of course. Of course, me and Damien, and it was a 10, I'm telling you. Little cafe outside Buckley, just off the A55 expressway, about halfway down to the Anglesey place that we were staying at on the south side of the island. We did a 30k loop in the afternoon in a very, very windy island. Just a little warm-up, which on balance wasn't my smartest move after not the toughest of weeks in the studio, but not amazing preparation. Rest to be your best. There's one of the messages that I'll try and get across, but I don't always follow it myself. Hey, I don't always do the right thing, I promise you. I try, but I absolutely fail. So, we looped the island. So from Menai, along the south coast, heading sort of northeast, I guess, to Beaumaris, and then a big climb at Beaumaris, all the way up 46 kilometres from the start to Amlach. Had a breakfast stop there, coffee, good coffee too, and bacon baps. Then pressed on round the top of the island via Bull Bay, Chemist, and down to one of my favourite places in the world, where I used to go a lot as a child. And it ain't changed much since then. But Church Bay, if you're ever on the island and you haven't been there yet, that has got to be one of the places to go. Especially on a day like Saturday, when by the time we got there, the sun was out. We were out of the wind. It was a vicious wind most of the day. Then from there, across the valley, we skipped the loop of Holyhead because that wind had certainly blown me away. And I should say another couple of hours back to the digs without even going near the island of Holyhead off the northwest tip. And I really wanted to see South Stack. There you go. We ended up back at the place just after 3 p.m. with, according to my Strava, exactly 6 hours on the exercise clock, which pushed my intensity minutes up for the week well over 700. I was happy with that. So although we'd knocked a bit off, I had this very simple calculation. Kilometres plus 10% of your elevation. So in the case of Saturday, it would have been 140 kilometres and 1,200. It's 260. In fact, we did 121 kilometres, a bit shorter, but Garmin, as always, underestimated. We did 1,400 metres of climbing. So a ride score of 261, 260, 261, same effort, simple. But oh boy, was it a windy day. And oh boy, did it feel brilliant to finish the ride. Showers, later on into Menai, fish and chips, overlooking the harbour. Park bench, brilliant, well earned. Drove back Sunday morning, happy days. In my challenge 70 notable things in my 70th year. That was number 44, job done.
Can I sit on there? Can I sit? Can I sit on there? I wanna taste it. Can I look it? Can I sit on there?
Brand new Redect, teaming up with Gunvad and Nick So. It's called Can I Sit? On Places and Spaces, and before that, powerful new tune from Kintar called Tatty Tatty. Loads of people have been asking me about that since I first played it in November. And it is Pete Tong with you on Radio 1 and Radio 1 Dance, and we are deep into the hot mix. Remember, you can find this section of the show as a 30-minute mix on the BBC Sounds app. Just search Hot Mix and you'll see previous sessions from myself and a host of brilliant guest DJs as we continue with this. Brand new from Adam 10, teaming up with Volcoda from Brazil. It's called Got Me Crazy.
You drive me crazy. You drive me. You drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. You drive me. You drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. I love you, baby. 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 You drive me. You drive me crazy. You drive me. me.
Radio 1 Dance.
The Hot Mix.
You drive me.
Pete Tong's Hot Mix.
Radio 1 Dance.
BBC Radio 1. So hot, so hot, so damn hot.
Vocodeur. 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 Opération.
Percussion. Sequence. Percussion. Strings. Sequence. Percussion. Brass. Strings. Sequence.
What a way to finish. Dropping in a former essential new tune from Yeppe on Exit Strategy and Innovisions. Track's called Vocoder. Before that, something brand new and dynamic from Broken Hill from a forthcoming Four to the Floor. It's called Rocket Like. Before that, you heard the new Amor Propra tune on Sapiens called Yamamoto. And that is it. Until next time, all that's left to say from me, Pete Tong, is see ya.
Sequence. Strings. Sequence. Percussion.
Vocodeur. Vocodeur.